In color, the continuing story of Peyton Place. Starring Dorothy Malone as Constance Mackenzie, Ed Nelson as Michael Rossi, Ryan O'Neill as Rodney Harrington, Barbara Parkins as Betty Anderson, Tim O'Connor as Elliot Carson, Christopher Connolly as Norman Harrington, Patricia Morrow as Rita Harrington, James Douglas as Stephen Cord.
Elliot Carson has seen his last hope for the arrest and interrogation of Jack Chandler collapse. Elliot's attorney in this matter, Stephen Cord, failed to present the facts of Chandler's criminal past to the district attorney's office. Facts suggesting that Chandler might have been involved in the disappearance of Elliot's daughter, Allison. The failure of Stephen Cord to pursue the arrest has left Elliot angry and bitterly disappointed, and completely unaware of the turmoil in Stephen's life.
Hey, Steve, where have you been anyway?
New York.
You realize that Chandler has left town a free man?
Let go.
Why'd you let him get away?
Elliot.
Why? All the DA's office wanted from you was that file and the photo proving his Jack Forrest, and they pick him up for questioning.
No, they'll find him eventually.
Eventually? Like eventually they'll get Lee Weber? What's eventually?
I can't discuss it now.
We'll discuss it now.
In the morning,
I
Elliot.
said now.
I'm sorry, Mr. Teal, he isn't here. Yes, sir, I'll tell him. Oh, just a minute. Mr. Teal, are you still there? Yes, I think I hear him coming up the stairs now. Mr. Cord, it's New York.
The Blaine Detective Agency?
Mr. Teal.
I'll take it in here. You can go home.
Steve, no! Now listen, Steve.
Now, look, I've got a long-distance phone call.
Well, I can wait.
You'll have to wait. This is Stephen Cord.
How's your flight back?
All right, Teal, are you going to give me the information?
What information?
Don't play games. I want the name of the person who had you send me the report on my wife.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm prepared to sue.
Well, our client had every right to send you the report and to send it anonymously.
Come on, Teal.
Now, look, we're licensed and bonded. Our work is guaranteed confidential.
I'm not interested in your sales pitch. If that's all you have to say, say it in court.
No court in this country is going to force us to break our confidence with a client.
Unless I can show good cause.
Which you can't, according to our attorneys.
I can if I could prove that report was sent to me as blackmail, just in case I had any intention of running for public office.
Well, you're going to ask a judge to rule that our client's intent was blackmail?
It was clearly his intent by the contents.
That means you're prepared to have the judge read the report
I'm prepared to have the judge read the report into the public record,
and prove that report was fabricated.
which you and I know is impossible. Now, Mr. Cord, I'd advise you to drop the matter here and now.
That's out of the question.
Well, then could I recommend a good divorce lawyer?
Rita, all right?
Norman was lending me his American history notes.
Oh. Rachel.
I'm trying not to embarrass you.
Rachel, listen, I think you ought to have a little talk.
I didn't think I was old enough to talk to you.
Rachel, wait a minute. Look, I think there are a few things that we have to discuss.
Please don't bother.
They're important.
And I know all about the birds and the bees, so you can skip that.
Now, wait a minute. Now, listen, this has absolutely nothing to do with the birds and the bees.
Oh.
No, it has to do with yesterday.
I kissed you.
Yes, and
I'm not sorry, and I'm not ashamed for the way I feel.
Well,
Well, I'm listening. Is there something you wanted to tell me?
Yes. Come here. Rachel, there can never be anything between us.
I know. You've told me that.
Well, I don't think you understand it.
I don't.
Well, you're a child.
I'm 18.
Rachel, I can't even remember when I was 18.
You're not that old.
Yes, I am. To me, I'm an old man, and you're a young girl, and I... Come with me.
Oh.
Now, Rachel, listen to me. I'm perfectly willing to help you with your homework, to defend you against Chandler, to bandage your knees when you fall
But
down.
never kiss me again.
I can never kiss you again. Never
You
again.
kissed me back yesterday.
Well, look, I mean, what did you expect me to do? You threw your arms around my neck, and, I mean, anyone would have kissed back.
You mean you would kiss anyone?
Well, Rachel.
What if it had been one of your 88-year-old nurses?
Well, any young, pretty girl.
Then you do think I'm pretty?
You're not any prettier than a lot of other young girls I know.
Well, you don't go around kissing all girls, do you?
Rachel, I mean, this is absurd. Look, all doctors from time to time have young female patients that think they're falling in love with them. I mean, Allison did with me. I can give you case history after history. But then, if they forget about it, they get over it. You will too. It's just simply a crush.
It's not simply a crush.
Rachel, now wait a minute. All right, now wait a minute. Now just wait a minute. Look, you've got to calm down. It'd be easier for both of us if you just understand and try and think of me as a father figure. Now, you know you wouldn't kiss your father the way you kissed me yesterday.
Understand this. Calm down. Understand that. Well, I don't understand it, and I refuse to understand it. Do you know what's wrong with you, Dr. Rossi? You don't believe anything can ever be new or different or exciting or magical. Every feeling you have, you've felt before. Every word, every action, every thought is absolutely and utterly predictable, logical, and understandable, and boring. I don't need a father figure, thank you. And I'm not like your other female patients. And I'm not just any pretty young girl. I'm me, Rachel Wells. And you're you, Michael Rossi, and you're not 300 years old, and I'm not 2. You're a man, and I'm a woman. That's all the sense there is to it. No matter how many case histories you pile on me, or how many times you try and explain it to me.
Well, anyone I know?
What do you mean, anyone you know?
Or the funeral you're going to?
It's not a funeral, at least it's not meant to be.
A wedding?
No, Stephen Cord's birthday party.
Up at the house?
That's right.
I thought you were on the outs with the folks up on the hill.
Look, it wasn't my idea. Would you help me with this cufflink?
Oh, at your service, my lord.
Thank you.
I suppose all your old friends will be there.
I doubt it.
Betty'll be there.
Well, more than likely, she is Stephen's wife, you know.
I noticed. It's probably going to be a boring old party.
Yeah, probably.
So, why don't we just stay here?
Why don't you just help me with the other cufflink? Thank you.
Forget it. Just seems sort of funny you're getting into a monkey suit to help Stephen Cord blow out his birthday candles. Who conned you into it?
What makes you think anybody conned me into it?
Oh, well, I know it wasn't your idea. Is the old man romancing you again?
Sandy, it's a party. A family party, that's all.
Yeah, I know, some family. I thought you walked away from all that, Rod. You were going to be the big swinger on the wharf. You were going to let the upright types play bumper cars without you. What's the matter? Did you get lonesome for your feather bed?
What is it with you?
Oh, nothing at all. It's just that, I dig you, that's all. And I don't like to see you under the old man's thumb.
Well, thank you for the vote of confidence.
Oh, Rod, don't be mad. I know it's none of my business.
You got a point there.
It's just that I wanted to be with you tonight.
Sandy, there'll be other nights.
Will there? With Mr. Peyton running your life again, we haven't got a chance.
Nobody's running my life. But me.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll see you around.
Yeah, I'll see you around.
Oh, I don't know where I'm going to be tonight. You might have to look around for me.
course, Stephen's got a lot on his mind. There's no doubt the real reason for tonight's party is to announce his appointment as interim DA. But you see, that's the irony of the whole thing. If he can let a man like Chandler get away, then he's got no business with his job.
Oh, Elliot, I'm as worried as you are about Chandler's being free, but tonight is Stephen's night. He's been through so much. Don't say anything to him or be too hard on him. Not tonight.
Oh, boy, wife, you really are something. I mean, Stephen procrastinates about getting a warrant for Chandler's arrest, and then Chandler blows town. Then I ask Stephen for an explanation, and he kicks me out of his office. And now you tell me, don't spoil things for Stephen tonight. I mean, how do you do that?
I think we should, I don't know, keep things separate. I mean, we're involved with Chandler because of Rachel and Allison, but we can't expect everybody to be up in arms the same way.
Well, I don't expect anyone to be up in arms. I just expect him to do the job that he expects the voters to elect him to do. I mean, there's no excuse for him at all, Connie.
Maybe, but it doesn't seem like Stephen. If you do talk to him, don't be too hard on him.
I don't feel like any congratulatory move at all. But I've been invited there in my capacity as a newspaper man, and that's how I'll behave. That's Dad. Hi, Rachel. Oh, Dad.
I found her walking all sad and forlorn.
Oh, well, Mrs. Carson's in the living room. Would you excuse Dad and me for just a moment, dear?
All right, Mr. Carson.
You do what I told you to do?
Yes, I closed the store early.
Good. See, Chandler could have found out about this party easily enough. All he had to do was read the paper. My name was on the guest list.
I know, but don't worry. I'll stay all night if I have to.
I don't know. Maybe he left town for good, but I've got a hunch that he's going to make his way back to this town to take another swipe at me sooner or later. And there's no reason to worry the girls any more than is necessary.
Of course not. But as I said, don't worry. I'll take care of things. You just tend to your business.
Right. Thank you. And be sure and call me about anything, no matter what.
Well, ladies, and how do you like our boy in a monkey suit? He's kind of pretty, ain't he?
I think he's irresistible. Tell me, Mr. Carson.
Yes.
When you're all dressed up like this in formal attire, do you wear taps on your shoes?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. I do an occasional solo now and then, sort of a soft shoe.
There's a man in Hastings Valley with a suit like that.
Oh?
Mm-hmm. He was very popular at weddings and funerals.
Oh, really? Weddings and funerals?
Don't listen to him, son.
Well, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me.
Come on, everybody. Have fun. Good night. He's worried about Chandler. Too worried.
It shows in his face. He can't hide anything, can he?
There's only one thing in the world worse than a smart woman. And that's two smart women.
Oh.